Get ready for the dictation. 5 seconds to go. Start. Sir, I rise to draw the attention of the Honorable Minister of Home Affairs to the appalling problems faced by the personnel of the Central Armed Police Forces. Last month, we read the disturbing news of a border security force Jawan who vented his grievance through social media. If we are to go by the media reports, the resentment over the allegedly poor quality food is just the outer layer of the problems. The discontent runs much deeper. The reports suggest that personnel in the Central Armed Police Forces are dissatisfied with the harsh service conditions. They are expected to perform duties in snow-bound areas or in desert areas and in jungle terrain depending on the stations they are deployed at. They are overstretched and are on the move most of the time. There is also a high attrition level within the forces, and large numbers go on voluntary retirement after completing the mandatory 20 years of service. The unplanned expansion of the forces has led to visibly grave deficiencies in infrastructure. There is an acute shortage of housing in the forces. About 95% of the forces remained deployed throughout the year, and this affects the morale of the forces. The men are not even able to avail of their leave, which naturally leads to anger and resentment. Sir, it is unfortunate that the brave Jawans who protect our borders are unable to find ears within the system of voice their complaints. The existing grievance readdressal mechanism seems weak and calls for a structured method to ensure that our Jawans do not have to employ social media to air their concerns. At this juncture, sir, some of the major recommendations of the six member National Police Commission report submitted to the Home Minister seems valid even today and needs to be considered earnestly. The Commission had strongly recommended the establishment of district police staff councils and state police councils comprising a majority of subordinate policemen to consider the grievances of the personnel. The Commission also recommended sanction of weekly off days and 8-hour working days for all policemen. This step, I believe, will greatly help the Jawans in recuperating from the stress that they undergo on a daily basis. I think implementing a transparent, rational, and fair leave policy will greatly reduce the burden on the personnel and refresh them for future commitments. Another key issue concerns the salary paid to the personnel. Sir, it is a matter of serious concern. The Jawans of paramilitary forces live in the most miserable and pathetic conditions, and they are compelled to put it on social media. I think some preventive measures must be taken. On the one hand, there is an issue of discipline, and on the other hand, nothing is being done to provide justice to them. They are compelled to do that. So, I think the government should come out with a statement, and the Home Minister should make a statement on the floor of the House. Now, sir, through you, I would like to highlight one issue before the Honorable Minister. Sir, my apprehension is about the persons who are involved in the businesses on whom the GST would be applying. Here, I would like to refer to clause 69 of the bill. Clause 69 of the bill is about the power to arrest. Under clause 69, the power to arrest has been given to the commissioner. If a person is arrested for the offences referred to under clause 132, he will be granted bail under subclause 5, which provides for that. Now, once it is non bailable, simultaneously the very same offence under clause 138 are compoundable. You are arresting him but not giving bail. For other offences, he will be getting bail, but in this, he will not be getting bail. So, my only submission for the consideration of the Honorable Finance Minister is that he has to keep in view that this is a new act. Power of seizure is there under clause 130. Now the material can be seized. But these penalties which have been imposed, especially of arrest and compoundable, are self contradictory. Now, if we want that the persons who are entering into this business should come into this and learn about this at least in the first year, there should be a relaxation, and it may be considered that an offense is compoundable, may also be bailable. There can be genuine mistakes. There can be some difficulties in the very first year in understanding the law and in its implementation. It is a new law, and therefore, if it is compoundable, it should not be non bailable. That is the submission which I wanted to make, more especially when there is a provision for seizure. While saying this, as I said, we are supporting the bill. We only have the same apprehensions which we had raised before the committee also, and those apprehensions are regarding the multiplicity of the accounting system, multiplicity at various levels where central GST is to be applicable and the state GST is also to be applicable. Stop.